the rest of you guys? I was going to wait a little while, but you know what? Good morning.
Good morning.
And a huge thank you.
Amen.
Huge thank you. I don't think you guys, I don't think you felt it come from my heart. Thank you for your support. Thank you for getting me to this place. It was a long journey. I joked and talked about this is the longest job interview I ever had. I started back in 2010. And I like to also tell this part that I actually wanted to become Alderman in 2006, to run for 2007. But I talked to my father, my best friend, my confidant, and he was like, "You're not ready." My father told me I was not ready. So we had a little talk, and he told me some things I need to do to become a better man, a better person, and a better leader. And I did those things. I went to him in the beginning of 2010, and I said, "Dad," and he just told me, "You go ahead, you ready." So I ran, and those of you do know, I ran hard, lost over 30 pounds, gray hair, you know, and I came in third behind two powerhouse machines. And shortly right after that, my father passed away. Two months after his 77th birthday. And he told me literally the night before he passed away, he said, "Always remember," he said, "act like you've been there before." He said, when you're with your boys, he started going back in the day. He said, he always told us when me and my guys were together, he said, "One run, y'all all run. One fight, y'all all stay and fight." And he said, "You make sure you take care of everybody, you make sure you take care of your mother, because when I'm not around, you're the man in the house." And I took all of that to heart. So this is my home, and I'm going to take care of it. I want to make something very clear. I was born and raised in this area of the world, South Deering, Jeffrey Mountain. I am responsible for the entire ward, from South Deering all the way to South Shore. And I'm going to put my foot in every block, in every household, to make sure we get what we need, get what we want, and get what we deserve. Okay? I am going to bust my butt for you guys. That's all I can promise. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to promise that one. You know, so once again, huge thank you. And I don't even know if I'm really saying it to the point where you guys really understand how grateful I am to really do that. So I don't have to say it again. All right, one more time. One more time. Thank you. I made some decisions that I think is going to work out extremely well for the ward. You guys already met my chief of staff. Very strong, talented young man. Doesn't live in the ward, but he ran for Alderman in the 18th ward twice. Almost won the first time. He's a lawyer, MVI student, very smart, very impressionable, and we get along. He's not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong, when I'm really wrong, and shut up. Okay. I'm going to also take this opportunity because a lot of people from this immediate area. Another very strong position is going to be my streets and sands position. Well, I dug, and I got a young man that was born and raised out here, over 50-something years. And a lot of you know him. That's that young man right there, William Taylor. So he's going to start getting acclimated into the community. He already knows 50%, 60% of the problems anyway. So, you know, just gotta tighten some other things up. I'm always looking for some of you guys to come in to help us, volunteer. I was in the front this morning answering the phone because one of my vows on the campaign trail was that I'm always going to be accessible, that phone is going to get answered, and I'm going to return your phone calls. So I'm sitting in rent. And then the same woman who said she loved me fussed at me and said, "You don't need to be answering the phone." So I welcome you guys to come. A lot of you already expressed the interest in helping, and definitely welcome that. There's a lot of issues that are coming to light. We're creating reports to get those things done. So I guess with that said, I just want to let you just be patient as we continue to build. This is the first step. For those who talked to me on the campaign trail, I told you I wanted a facility. I didn't want an office where I'm hiding behind a door. I wanted a facility where the community can come and sit down, talk to my staff, talk to me, hold block club meetings. I want a collaborative, engaging environment. And that's what I sought out to give you. And I think this is a good start. So I definitely need you guys to continue to help me and support me. No problem I'll listen to anything. Just so you know, I'm not a miracle worker.
Amen.
The issues that we have present day, they didn't just happen. I went away to college and came back in 87, 88, and came back and there were problems. That was only 4 years. Over time, they persisted. So we're going to do our best. For our main focus is to keep these streets clean. This morning, and when I walk around, I see grass over 10 inches tall. Oh, yeah. I see abandoned and foreclosed property. Hank and I already talked, Chooks and I already talked. We are going to write so many tickets. Thank you. And we're going to do things to get the young people engaged. So, case in point, when I was little, my father always told me, Miss Marie, who lived across the driveway, she couldn't get out and cut her grass. I went right there and cut it. And would not let me accept any money. That's what we're going to work with our young guys, the ones we can get to do that same thing. Because we have a lot of seniors in the ward. A lot of seniors. I think we're 65%, 70+% seniors. And we respect that. When I interview some of my staff, when I talk to my campaign people, the big thing is I would give my right arm back, give my right arm up to get my grandmother back. I used to sit on the porch with her in Louisiana. There was no street lights, and it was just, all we saw was a little light bulb. I used to sit and listen, and I love my grandmother. And I'm going to show that same love to my seniors in the ward. We are going to work hard to take care of them. And it takes a lot of patience to work because you see, you fuss a lot. I'm gonna tell you, it's a woman that lives in Cal Heights. Last name is Miss Jordan. 2 days after I got 2 days after I won, she called me. Now she called me. I returned her call, and then I said to Jordan, I'm gonna get by there and see you. I'm getting everything together in a couple of days. She said, well, I'm available now. So I said, I'll see you in about 45 minutes. Went over there, she just wanted to talk to me, she just wanted to touch me and tell me some things on her mind, give me a big old hug. You know what she said? She said, get to work. So I'm getting to work. So like I said, I could get long-winded, but I hope you guys are starting to see immediate progress from me being in this place. Once again, my campaign slogan was born here, raised here, and stays here. And it finally resonated because the fact that I was born here, I have deep roots. The fact that I was raised here, I share a lot of the values that are in this room. And the fact that I am still here, that should tell you, I could have went anywhere. But I wanted to stay on my block I grew up on, in Jeffrey Manor, who about 10 years ago, Mayor Daley said it's a war zone over there. This is my neighborhood. Don't talk about my neighborhood. I was in a meeting. I think she's in here. I was in a meeting, and they made a comment about 2 areas in the ward. I was like, don't talk about my ward. No, don't do that. We got work to do. We're either going to be part of the solution, or you're part of the problem. So I am very protective over my community. I'm very protective over you guys, and I hope you're protective over me. Once again, I'm going to work really, really hard to bring change and progress to our community. All right? All right. All right. So I don't, anybody, I don't know, I'm almost hesitant to open it up. Because she let me know that one phone call didn't get returned. I got to go back in.
Let me ask this question. Let me get the elephant out the room.
Okay.
We hear what you can do for us, but what is it that we, as a resident, as a community, that can help you?
Okay, great question. Number one, I want every block involved in a block club. Every last one. Because one of our strategies when it comes to taking care of the streets, both in the summertime when we deal with tree pruning and street sweeping and things like that, and also the killer if you don't do it right, the winter time when we have the streets and everything, we want to be able to communicate out. It's 65,000+ people in this ward. And the Lord knows I tried to talk to everybody during the campaign. I came up short on a few hundred. But we want to be able to communicate. And one of the big things, one of the big ways we think we can accomplish that is every block is involved in a block club, and we are in contact with the leadership of that block club. Okay? Now?
We're actually planning to have a block club workshop where we're working with the 3rd and 4th district sometime in July or early part of August. So I'll make sure he gets the information to send it out to you guys.
Okay. And just so you know, that's Val Free. She is the director, executive director of the Planning Coalition in South Shore, which is part of the 7th Ward.
That's right.
So I'll be working with Val a lot to get things together. Once again, I am treating this like an entire ward.
Yes.
Okay? Yes.
Because I was gonna say, when we had our block club, we had what we call a phone tree. Everybody on the block club, we had everybody, we had each other's number. So if something happened, we start calling each other. If I don't see it, if they see it, if I don't see it, it's the 911, all of us call 911.
Okay.
And that's what we need to do.
I want all
And they'll
that.
tell you on that block, they said, you don't go on that block.
Right.
The old ladies don't play.
Right. And that's what we want, because I was raised in that environment, right? And it worked. It absolutely worked. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, do you know when you'll be getting your 311 computers? Because I know people right now is calling 311, but it's also good to call the Alderman's office to get stuff to do. So I was just trying to find out, do you know when your computers are coming in?
Yeah, we have the computers. We're getting trained on the 311 information now.
Okay.
I took a staff member from the previous administration, and for some reason they canceled her credentials. So we're going to get those back, and then we're going to start including that.
Okay.
But we definitely, when that 311, you'll call, we want that number, and we want it in our office, because we want to do follow-up. To make sure. Yes.
So what night have you set aside to meet with your residents? If they have problems, they want to come one-on-one to you?
Okay, so first of all, if I'm not downtown in committee meetings or in city council, and if I don't have a previous meeting with other residents, my door is always open to come and get some type of conversation with them. With that said, we did choose Monday as the night we got extended hours. And it's a little trick, it's a little twist to it. It ends at 7. So that means we stop taking names at 7. But if we're here to 9, 10 o'clock, we're here to 9, 10 o'clock. That's one. No, with that, it's 3 o'clock is when I get nothing, no more. This is only for my residents, to start at 3 o'clock on that day. So you could potentially set up at 3 to 7, but you could potentially be here all night 10, 11. I hope not, but that's what we're doing.
Is it going to just be once a month?
It's every Monday.
Oh, every month.
Every Monday. Yeah, every Monday. Ms. Betty Porter?
Yes, who's organizing, or have you set up yet your volunteer program? Because I know these great people realize what a gym we have is an Alderman.
Amen.
And I know they want to volunteer, so do you have that set up yet?
Yes, we're working on that right now. Yes, right now. Yeah, right now.
I have a question, I have a comment.
Yes.
Many of us here are not from Jeffrey Manor, but we are 7th Ward.
Yep.
And you know me, I'm a mama.
I'm smiling.
Yeah, he knows my mouth, but he also knows my work.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that when you speak about community and residents, that you're reflecting the entirety of the 7th Ward, because we now have a huge 7th Ward. And I know for me personally, and I've asked this before, it would be helpful to have the new map of the 7th Ward, because we know that that's changed.
Okay.
And we have met on our community in South Chicago, and some of the people used to have block clubs, and we started them, but some of us never had block clubs, and I've been there since the 80s.
Okay.
But we work as one unit.
Yeah.
So if neighbor A is missing, neighbor C is calling neighbor A or coming down. So we just want to know that because we don't reside in the Jeffrey Manor community, we are still part of 7th Ward and have been for 40-something years.
Okay. So, I guess she didn't hear what I said.
I want it made clear, because you got more people coming in, you got a lot of talking going on. So, and everybody knows that we are one.
Yes.
We are seven, regardless of what block you live on, what community you live in, we are one. And we have a raging war. We have trees everywhere. We have grass, abandoned buildings everywhere. So, and with the budget that the city doesn't or does not have, what's the reality? And I know you'll address all those issues, but I felt that that needed to be addressed for those who, a few of us who are not from Jeffrey Manor, and I see quite a few. They helped me raise my babies, and I love them and thank them.
So let me, just a couple of things I want to say about to that. So I do realize how big the ward is. And I also realize that things that mean something to people on the south end of the ward, it's not that big of a deal, or it's not impacting, not an immediate impact to them on the north end of the ward. So what I've already started to do, which I talked about on the campaign trail, is that I identified my 4 areas that make up the ward. South Deering, where we are now, across the Viaduct, Cal Heights, a little further South Chicago, and then at the end, South Shore. So I'm setting up area managers to space particular attention to those areas. Now, I'm going to have town hall meetings where it addresses the entire ward, but I'm going to have what I'm referring to right now as micro meetings, where that meeting is only going to be for South Deering residents, so we can talk about South Deering issues, South Chicago issues, Calumet Heights and South Shore. One of the reasons I decided to do it that way is because I noticed that in those meetings, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So if you have one of my seniors, let me just use my mom, say Miss Smith, no, she's not soft-spoken, she'll get up. Sonia, let me use Sonia for a minute. She will get her point out, but then maybe Miss Gail won't.
Right.
She's a little softer spoken.
Exactly.
She'll be a little bit more, our way, I'll just talk to Greg later. So I want to alleviate that. I want to make sure that and she's in Cal Heights and she's in South Chicago. So South Chicago is going to take light to that meeting. Well, we're only talking about South Deering issues, and then we'll talk about the South. So I feel that gives me better focus on the issues, and I can take it back, get a nap, wake up, and start dealing with issues. So that's one of the things I want. That's going in there. I want to bring back the block club. The precinct captains. They don't, a lot of old schools. A lot of old schoolers tell me it doesn't have as much power as it once had. But the organizational piece to that still exists. And I want to. We have to be able to take care of the community, and to get that granular lends itself well to doing just that. So those are the things we're going to institute.
Well, I can represent South Chicago. Myself and my neighbor walk around and write down
All right. And that's what we want.
Where the grass is higher than me.
Right.
Where the trees fell down and covered the building. So we know that in our area, we have representatives, because we have to walk and keep our health together.
Okay.
We may not look like seniors, but we've been there.
My seniors don't look like seniors, I will say that.
My name is on the list to help volunteer and do whatever is needed within my health area that I can.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now I want to acknowledge, me?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, what's strategy or what strategy are you going to be in place that's going to hold property owners accountable, even for the vacant lots that's not city owned, how we going to hold them accountable?
Okay.
Because I noticed that they do send sand and sanitation out, and they cut them, but they don't do a good job. So like if you come to my property and my grass is high, you get a $600 ticket, so how are we going to pass that cost on down to these private owners?
Right,
Not
that's
doing it?
right.
Okay, number one, I got a different duty that's going to do the job.
All right. There you go.
That's number one. I've been in corporate America for 20 years, and I know how to hire. I go after what we need, identify what. So we have a strong person in our streets of San right now. And our strategy behind that is we're going to write something.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, about the abandoned foreclosed property, she said how we're going to address those things. Number one, we're going to hold them accountable with all the resources that the city of Chicago allows us. Now, I hope you don't take that as some political answer, but that's the answer, and it's a good one, because I have the material now. I'm studying, I'm doing, find out what can I do, what recourse can I take, and I'm going to hold the property owners accountable. So those are the things that I'm going to do. somebody came in here this morning and said, Greg, he said, Alderman, don't, get some rest, don't burn yourself out.
Right.
I ain't even saying. I don't burn myself out. But those are the things I'm gonna do. And at least, I actually, also to answer that question, the same committees that exist in the city of Chicago, I want those same committees on a smaller scale for the 7th Ward. So in your case, to your question, that's the housing and real estate. Okay, so I'm having that committee, and we're going to address those issues. I feel that that's a good idea because it's in tandem with what I'm going to be dealing with downtown. And I'm on the housing and real estate committee. So we'll do our micro meetings, and anything that needs to get done downtown, I just move on. Other committees that we put together is our public safety committee. I have the person that's going to head up that committee is a current police officer. The chair of that is a 3rd District police officer who lives in Cal Heights. So I've been roaming the streets looking for specific people in mindsets, personalities, and skill sets to put in these positions and pay the specific attention that we need. Okay? So those I hope that answers the question. And I'm thinking you're going to be on that committee or okay. Yeah. So
Alderman, this is an emergency. 8600 block on Colfax
the streets.
is caved in.
We got it. I can show you pictures. We got it.
You
We got it. You want to see the picture? We got it.
Okay.
That's on the list.
Something with it because they start hitting
It's on the
cars
list.
that's parked on
We
it.
went to pictures. That is Yates Boulevard and Colfax. One, two, what are we going to do?
I mean, they did it all the way behind, in front of the Catholic Church. It's beautiful. It's
Okay.
smooth. When you cross 87th Street, you're in trouble.
I know.
You're in a bit.
I got the message loud and clear. And we went and looked. We got it. We're going to take care of it. So let me take this time to acknowledge we got one of our state reps here, Ken Duncan.
Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations, Alderman, and to you and your community. I just want to say this here. Excuse me 1 second. My district only has, unfortunately, 1 block of the 7th Ward. I'm right at 75th and Clyde. And I have the utmost respect for the South Shore community, at least that portion. I go from 79th and Paxton all the way to Division and LaSalle. So downtown Chicago, Millennium Park, the Loop, Bronzeville, where I live, is my area. Just a suggestion. I have 9 aldermen. And first of all, it's a grand and beautiful day. Sun is shining, it's not raining, so that speaks to your leadership and sort of the spirit behind you. That's a great thing. Make sure you are, but he's your voice in City Hall. He's your one voice, 50 aldermen, He's going to need you to support him in being his eyes and ears on details in the block. And it seems if you're in that direction, don't kill a man. All right? I started off, I have a wife and 3 kids, but now look at my hair. I started off, I was in my 30s. I'm telling you, my hair was up here. Be conscious of him. He wants to do well. He's going to do well because you're behind him. Look at this.
Right.
All right? And you all voted decisively of who you wanted to lead you, to be your voice. But work with him. Pray with him. Inform. And see to it that you have his wings. So it's gonna, I'm gonna do what I can, even though I only have 1 block, to add value. To add value to help complement some of the new blood that's coming in, because actually we needed it, and that's a good thing. So I just want to say and express my congratulations, and to formally say thank you for being new and different, and to bringing this mass of folk together, because all these good people, they pay our salaries.
That's right.
All right. Lastly, get to know. My final statement, get to know who your state representative and your state senator is. That's where the bulk and the lion's share of the money is located that you pay, that he can help facilitate in the 7th Ward. Thank you all and good morning.
Thank you.
I don't want to miss,
Yeah, I actually have 2 comments. One is I live on the South Shore side as well.
Okay.
So you know the new South Shore line that's been built? Okay.
Wait, back up. That's the goal.
The South Shore.
Oh, it's US 41, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need speed cameras, and we need a speeding sign. I say that because when I'm on the bus stop on 79th and South Shore, at 6 a.m., they are doing 85. And it is, we have had several car collisions.
Yeah, they were just telling me.
And it's terrible. So that's one issue that really needs to be addressed. The second issue is about the violence. Unfortunately, when the summertime comes, people think that we need to shoot each other and kill each other. I have a problem with that, and I'm pretty sure everyone in this room has a problem with that. But it does start in our home and extend to the community. And I'm not expecting to put the burden on you. But my issue is when I call the police, not for them to drive by or show up when they feel like it. They need to be held responsible on their response time. This is not a joke. There are innocent people that are standing on a bus stop or just out enjoying a summer evening, and it is uncomfortable, and it puts people, no one should feel imprisoned in their home. Okay, so that is my thing. When we call the police, get to it. Not when you feel like it, but get to it. I had to call the police one time last summer, 5 times for them to show up. And it is ridiculous. That's what they get paid for, to protect and to serve.
That's right.
So if we can have you, like he says, to be the voice when you go into City Hall, us as black people, we believe in safe environments. We work every day. We teach our children. We educate our children. We need to be not necessarily heard, but there's a demand that we're just not going to take it. And it should be respected. White people get their respect, get it done. We need to have us done as well. That's right. And so that is my concern, that when we call the police, get on it. Get to it. Show up. Not to come when you feel like it, or the operators to have an attitude. Really? Right. I don't believe that. So that's
So let me say something about that. You mentioned that you called, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you call, and that's for anything you ever call 311 about, make sure you keep those numbers.
Make sure what?
Make sure you keep those numbers. I
I keep the minutes, but I also will call the station as well, but I shouldn't have to do that.
Right, so get the numbers, because that makes, that shows the amount of, the numbers of times you call. If you can have that trail, it gives me ammunition. Okay, so I need that. I don't know if you want to comment about it, make a comment? I have somebody from the 4th district here.
Right.
So he might want to, and he's doing a great job at bringing the community together.
I want to come.
Oh, you were going to do it? Okay, good.
I just want to piggyback on what this lady was saying. That they come to police, a slow coming, go to the police. Get it, the minute people don't know about it, ride to the police. That's right. And ask for the superintendent, whoever he is. That's right.
All right, well, that's one way to do it.
That's right.
All right, well, first of all, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Edward Stanford, and I'm the Catholic Community Organizer here in the 4th District of the Chicago Police Department. So, it's good to see all these people here, and to answer your question, address those concerns. The biggest thing that CAPS wants you to do is this: to have strong community connections. Now, as far as the response time, I will tell you, because we actually even had the beat meeting for B422, which is South Shore, a couple of days ago. So a lot of activity, a lot of calls for service, a lot of arrests. So much so, like 79th and Exchange, we're actually going to do a positive loitering event on the 19th at 7 p.m.
Thank you.
We're going to have police out there, we're going to be doing roll call.
Thank you.
We're going to have hot dogs and stuff. We're going to give away a bunch of safety information. But ultimately, we want people to do form block clubs, which is, just as I say, as the family is the basic unit of society, the block club is the basic unit of the neighborhood. So it's those strong community connections that keep crime away. But not only keep crime away, they can come up with plans to address those things specific to your particular area. All right? So,
All right, and more to follow with that, because we're going to use, there's some things I found out that I know you don't know, and I share information. and it's going to address, may not address, it's going to shed some light on the response time. And we're going to put that together and to make sure you guys understand what's going on. I'm not taking up on that they don't, but so you can understand what goes in a lot of things, okay?
And they sometimes know when the police are changing shifts, and that's when they're committing these crimes, because they're changing shifts. So these aren't coming out right away, and that's